No
Um,
worries.
hey everyone, Lily here, back for the Faction and Kill Your Stereo. Northlane, they just closed out a phenomenal day at Full Tilt Melbourne. This weekend was the return to stage for them after 800 days. To chat through all things Obsidian, I'm joined by vocalist Marcus Bridge. How are you doing, Marcus?
I'm doing phenomenal after finally playing a show after so long. Holy moly. Yeah, I definitely needed
Oh,
that weekend.
that was my first question was before we chat anything about the album, just tell me, how did it feel to perform again?
So awesome. Yeah, I've been saying for the last year anyway, I've been like, I need to be back on stage. This is really where I need to be. Yeah, I don't think I realized when everything started to shut down that not playing live would have such an impact on me. I think by the end of the Alien cycle, I was feeling a bit exhausted and burnt out, both
Of course.
physically and emotionally. But to be able to, not to be after being stuck inside for even just like the first few months, I'm like, I don't know how long I can do this without playing a show. So yeah, finally being on stage and having so many people really enjoying it. Yeah, it feels really good to be back.
Well, I mean, I don't want to talk to it, but technical challenges aside, it was a mammoth set. Like there was so much pyro and confetti and air cannons, and it kind of just felt huge. I guess I wanted to ask you, what was your favorite part?
To be honest, like just the whole thing is kind of a blur. And it's always like that for me. I feel like I kind of just cross over onto the stage and I'm gone for an hour.
Like it just happens.
Yeah, exactly. And then in an hour I'm off and I'm like, oh my goodness, that just happened. But yeah, to be back and doing it like that extravagantly, I mean, having the flames and the confetti and the CO2, um, I don't know, it felt really special and a really awesome way to come back, to be able to come back in such a big way. Yeah, I don't know, it was just really, really special.
It was pretty cool to like look to the crowd every time something else went off, and everyone just went, "Whoa!" Like they knew it was there, but they weren't expecting it.
Absolutely.
Hey, Obsidian is only a few weeks away now, coming out April 22nd. I've been listening to it quite a bit, and I kind of feel like if I have to sum it up, it feels like it's Alien's grown up big brother. I don't know. I feel like instrumentally the work is so technical. You can tell that each one of you is so talented. But you've taken those kind of heavy dance elements that you started to introduce with Alien and then like leveled them up. I guess in a way, it's like it's not too foreign because it kind of seems like that's the concept and direction you were heading. But yeah, it's just like it's like a almost like a new, better version. I guess I wanted to ask you, like, talk us through how you created it, how it came to be, like, and how you got down to these 13 songs.
Yeah, well, I think, yeah, instrumentally, it's definitely, yeah, I feel like the natural progression from Alien. I feel like with Alien testing those kind of more electronic dance elements, that was, yeah, like our first foot into it, and seeing how people would react to that new sound. And it went really well with Aliens, so I guess that gave us a bit more freedom and a bit more confidence to expand it a lot more. Yeah, John has been working incredibly hard on just those more electronic elements. Like that's his passion really is like electronic music and kind of just experimenting with synths and modular and stuff like that. So I think it was always going to be a natural progression instrumentally that we were going to get a bit more dancey and stuff. But that being said, I still feel like there's moments on Obsidian that are way heavier than Alien as
Oh, it's
well. I
heavy
feel
as
like,
fuck. Like, oh man, and I think the best part of it is like you're like you want to dance to it, but you want to mosh to it. I kind of found myself at full tilt, just really like jumping up and down, not really knowing like how to get out what I wanted, and I love that.
yeah, absolutely. And I think that's also something that we've been trying to do is blur that line of the heavy music that we play and then this new electronic element that we're bringing in, which in its own way is quite heavy as well, just in a very different
Absolutely.
different way. Yeah, I feel like when it came to vocals and stuff, I was wanting to kind of step away from the more personal, or as in like the more personal songs that relate to my like upbringing and stuff. I was trying to step away from that a little bit. I found by the end of the Alien cycle, with other things going on in my life as well, that it was just becoming a bit much to be constantly going back into these old memories. And yeah, it was hard because I know like a lot of people have been able to relate to these stories and find something, you know, that they might have gone through in their own lives in these songs. But yeah, I felt a bit guilty being like, oh, I just don't know if I can talk about this kind of thing as openly anymore, just because it is quite hard to open that kind of barrel of worms, I guess, barrel of worms. But yeah, I guess in terms of the vocal aspect of thing this time around, I still want it to be personal, but I guess it's more focusing on, yeah, that anxiety that I kind of felt
Yeah.
post Alien, and also the kind of the struggles that I'm sure, you know, a lot of people went through, going through lockdown, kind of self-doubt and really not knowing, you know, where my place is in the world, considering just like this, my career has kind of stopped and with no real way of knowing when it was going to pick up again. So these songs are all very, you know, anxious and kind of depressing and kind of introspective of how I was feeling through lockdown and yeah, through everything. I mean, as well as other kind of things going on in my life that, you know, just suck. I kind of couldn't really escape this kind of negative feeling. So yeah, the whole album is kind of quite dark in its content lyrically, but you know, I think I still think it's something people will be able to relate to after the couple of years we've had.
Definitely 100%. And I think, well, I just wanted to touch on, you kind of, without me even having to go there, went into my next question, which was kind of about the lyrical content. And I actually have a note here where, you know, I wanted to call out, I know that it was challenging for you, and you've spoken about that before, the lyrical content from Alien. And although, not although, because I don't want to disregard it, but and in addition to it being hard for you, it was so therapeutic for so many people. And I guess I just wanted to, on behalf of anyone who hasn't been able to say it, like, thank you for being so candid there, because yeah, it was so easy to relate to. And you know, similarly on this trajectory with Obsidian, the lyrical content, it is still really heavy, maybe less like intricately personally heavy, but still heavy. But then the music is heavy but upbeat in the sense that you want to move around to it. And that's like, I mean, that's the reason why a lot of people like heavy music, right, is they can sing about something that's really, really depressing while physically getting it all out and having a great time. So yeah, sorry, rant, but I just wanted to, I guess, like, thank you for that. And
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think it is also kind of, it feels like a bit of a metaphor for the last couple of years, like that it is upbeat in the sense it's like, even though all this negative stuff has happened and everyone's in a bit more of a negative mood, the world keeps moving and you got to kind of keep rolling with that. And that can be quite difficult. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's been tough for everyone these last couple of years, and yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot that people can relate to in these songs. The thing I was kind of worried about was that I feel like with Alien that there was at some point a positive message at the end of it, that despite all this, you know, I've made it out the other side. And whereas with this album, it feels like it still ends on a bit of a sour note. But that's sometimes just how life is, you know, like not everything wraps up into a neat little package, and not everything is going to just be like, you know, like a perfect story with a beginning and then some trouble in the middle, and then by the end, everything's okay. You know, life can kind of just keep on being a bit of a struggle. But I mean, it's definitely felt quite good to get some of that out. Though it still feels a bit funny because I'm like, well, where does this put me in the sense of moving forward? But yeah, I'm excited to see what people kind of get out of it.
I, for one, really resonated with, like, as far as the singles that we've heard so far, really resonated with, why is my mind blanking? Echo Chamber, because it kind of felt like, you know, everyone was in their single own, I mean, you're trapped in your house for months at a time, you can't leave, like, and you're absorbing all of this negative information and forming your own opinions, and you can't see anyone, and like, no one ever could have expected that situation. And when I heard Echo Chamber, like, I was like, I kind of want to hug all the guys and just be like, I get it, like, we're all struggling in this too, like, and which kind of leads me to my next question, which is like, it's my favorite song on the album. It might be my favorite Northlane song ever.
Wow.
And this is kind of becoming a thing where I ask people this, and I'm apologies in advance for asking you to pick your favorite child, but what's your favorite track on the album, either out or still yet to come out?
I'd probably say at this point in time, Zen would be up there. For me, that song is kind of the most positive song on the album. It kind of touches on, I mean, the idea of just enjoying what you enjoy, and it's kind of linked to Echo Chamber in a little, in some way, in the sense of, you know, everyone's trying to like just talk crap on everything and, you know, have this really sweet, like the coolest opinion they can on social media. And, you know, people who might, you know, it might be someone in a band, it might be some celebrity, it could be anyone. But, you know, people look up to these people, and it then spreads this message. Well, if this person thinks it's bad, then it must be bad. Same with movies as well. You know, like you'll see a review come out, and it's like, oh, it's such an awful movie, blah blah blah. Then you might go see it and you really enjoy it. But then even still, there might be this feeling in the back of your head, like, is this good because you heard? Yeah, exactly. Where with Zen, for me, that song, I just want it to be, it's like, well, just enjoy what you enjoy. Like, don't worry about what other people think. Don't base your opinion on what other people think. Like, think for yourself. And if this connects with you, if you are listening to this and you're like, this is cool, don't be like, is this cool? Like, if you really enjoy something, you shouldn't have to get approval from others to enjoy it. And for me, that song, kind of encapsulates that, and kind of has these moments through it, in that kind of bridge where I'm just kind of humming something. That's just me just feeling something out. That
like, literally, it's my next question. Please keep going.
Yeah, it's like I just kind of, this is something that I wouldn't necessarily think is like, yeah, if I was to think, is this a good idea? Will people enjoy this? Like, maybe I wouldn't do it, but for me, it felt right for the song, and it felt like a cool thing to do. So for me, yeah, that whole song is, yeah, like I said, the most positive kind of, at least positive thinking song of just be who you are, enjoy what you enjoy, and don't let other people kind of tell you how to think.
My face hurts from smiling because I literally wrote down the notes in the bridge in Zen, those melodic harmonies that you do that then like rip into this amazing guitar solo. Like, I remember listening to that part and going like, this could be the section where you would just add in a breakdown, but this song called for something different, and you went there, and it's my favorite part of the album. Like, I went back and just kept listening to that bridge like 3 times in a row. So I'm so stoked that you called it out, because I was going to ask you, are there any smaller moments like that on the album that you're excited for people to pick up, I guess musically, lyrically, something like that, less whole song and more like small parts?
Absolutely. And yeah, with that as well, like Northlane aren't really like the solo kind of band either.
I know.
So to have that little kind of vocal thing going into like a solo that also isn't like the solo you'd kind of expect as well.
No, it's not like your face. It's like, it's just enjoyable. That whole moment is really like, it's very special and quite different for you guys.
Absolutely. There's plenty of moments like that as well, and there's lots of little fun things that, like Cypher as well. That's just a song that's like, from the perspective of Cypher from the Matrix, the idea of like not wanting to be like, he knows he's in the Matrix, but I mean, no, so he knows that there's a real world outside of the Matrix, but if it's going to be as awful as it is out there, then I'd rather be in the Matrix, enjoying this steak.
Yeah.
I know it's not real, and I think that's kind of an interesting kind of thought in these past couple of years as well, of just like, if this is like all kind of, I don't know, if we were in the Matrix, I would rather like just be in the Matrix than in this world that we're in the moment that's so negative and so been so tough these last couple of years. If there was a way out of that, then yeah, I'd probably want to do the same thing Cypher would.
I love it. And I mean, getting out of reality a little bit. You've got your every day-to-day life, which has changed so much for everyone over the last few months. But finally, you know, you've been able to play some shows. We've got Full Tilt Brisbane at the end of next month, which I think now falls the day after your album comes out.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk to the tour a little bit. You've got a tour across all of Australia in June, sold out some quite huge venues, announced extra dates, phenomenal support acts, Pliny, Sleep Token, and my friends in Alt. I guess given how large Full Tilt was, like, what epic things might we be able to look forward to for this tour?
Well, yeah, we'll definitely be trying to pull out a few more new songs from the album, and yeah, I mean, I think Full Tilt was just a taste of what's to come in the future. We want to keep pushing our shows to be bigger and bigger. It's kind of hard to say after not being on the road for so long, because I don't know. I don't know what the plan is in terms of the production, but we've been discussing what we were going to do, and it's also just awesome to have those to have Pliny and Alt, two awesome Aussie bands out, as well as Sleep Token, having an international come to Australia again. It doesn't feel real.
I know. I'm so excited for you guys.
I mean, I think just the fact that shows are back is just such an awesome feeling all around. Even a couple of weeks ago, I went to the Polaris show at Reunion Park, where Full Tilt was as well. Yeah. And just to be amongst a crowd of people enjoying music, being carefree again. I think, to be honest, that's the thing I'm looking forward to. Now that I've had a taste of playing again, I just want to be out there and putting on the best show we can. And yeah, hopefully it's going to be bigger and better than ever.
I'm very much looking forward to being there. And based on what we got from Full Tilt, I'm sure it's going to be epic.
Hells yeah.
All right, everyone. Obsidian is out April 22nd. I'll link everything in the story. Make sure you get your pre-orders in. Please grab a ticket to the Obsidian tour, because if not already sold out, tickets are selling really fast to all dates. Don't forget, Brisbane Full Tilt is the day after the album launches. So if you're in Brisbane or like me and you're heading up, April 23rd, let's do it. Thank you so much, Marcus, and good luck for release.
Thank you, Lily. I'll see you at Full Tilt.
See you there.